Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on the TikTok platform, then posted on over to the YouTube page. We're live here from the Southern National Motorsports Park here in Lucoma, North Carolina, or Lucama, however you want to call it. You can have it around the 0.42 mile length asphalt oval for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division race number 3 of 10. It's scheduled here tonight. We're locking guys in left and right onto the grid. Looks like the practice session is up and done, and it looks like everybody else is qualified here, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away from heading on over here to the I-85 Asphalt Series shootout here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Hopefully you've gotten all of the facts that you were looking for here tonight. We're down here on the main broadcast, riding with Billy the Blimp Driver here for race number 3 for the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 2 Wheeling Modified Division. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It's going to be one hell of a show here tonight. The checker flag is in the air for the qualifying of the session. We are moments away from tonight's heat races, and we'll have all those for you right around the corner right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Time is switched over here, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to go racing here, and heat race number 1 will be the only one here tonight. This is the qualifying results. The top 12 drivers on your screen will go ahead and lock themselves into tonight's main event. Everybody below that, you'll find them right out here tonight, on the heat race. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we're thinking about it, I'll kill the music from the DJ, and we will kick off tonight's driver introduction portions, parts up to heat race. Driving the number 29, Asphalt to Wheeling Modified. That's Aaron Cornelius. And on the outside of him, random draw, front row, that's the professional grade Mayhew Modified. The number 10 of Corey Tesner. Starting in the 4th place, 2nd row here on the outside, driving the number 16 Modified. That's Gavin King. Travo Wall driving the number 7 Wheeling Modified from Pelzer, South Carolina. He'll round out the 3rd place spot here in the heat race. And driving the number 02 Richmond Water Heaters, Maynard Motors, Wheeling Modified. Starting shotgun tail end of the heat race, that's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go racing here at the Southern National Raceway. Looks like we got 5 cars piling out. Heat race number 1, that'll be the only heat race here tonight, as everybody will advance to the main event, is what I'm being told from the admin. So, doesn't matter where you place here in the heat race, everybody will advance. Nobody will go home. Aaron Cornelius on the pole here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Green flags in the air here for the Southern National Shootout, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They'll head down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time here tonight, and head down the back straightaway here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, diving down into turns 3, heading into turns 4, off the exit here. Heading back towards the start-finish line, Corey Tesner's up into the jump quick and early. He's wrapped out to the heat race lead here. Oh, big loose off the corner back there. That's Aaron Cornelius, and Travo Wall. Caution flag flies. Aaron Cornelius hard into the right side of right side of Travo Wall from Pelzer, South Carolina. And the caution flag will fly for the first time here tonight. We'll back that ass up on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the instant replay. Take a look and see what the hell just happened to Travo Wall from Pelzer, South Carolina. We'll back that ass up and take a look. Presented by the Home Run Cafe. Travo Wall was working on the inside here. Aaron Cornelius was our victim that went around, so I guess we should start here. Aaron Cornelius down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Gets a little bit of a bump from Gavin King. Gets loose up the racetrack. And Travel Wall has nowhere to go. Runs right into the back of the number 29. We'll back that ass up one more time for an instant replay. And take a look and see what the hell happened out the front nose of the number 7 modified. This is going to be a wild one, folks. Boom! Hard shot for Travel Wall into the left rear of Aaron Cornelius. Aaron Cornelius doesn't appear to have suffered much damage there. Travel Wall might have been the one that had the worst part of that one, but Corey Tessner jumps out here early to the race lead in heat race number 1. That'll be the only one we'll run here tonight. We'll be back in just a moment with the green flag. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are working the caution flag for the first time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And give me just a moment here. Dre is presented to you here tonight for the Booty Scoot Racing channel, bringing you all your digital racing engineering to the iRacing platform. Want to give that a quick sponsor out there for you guys. And as we work the caution flag here, cleanup continues off the exit of turn 2, right where you guys are now. They'll be single file here. Looks like they'll get the one to go racing this next time around. It'll be Tessner, King, Maynard, Cornelius. Still out on the racetrack here in the heat race. Travel Wall up and out of that modified. He'll call it quits here tonight for the heat race and get ready to go racing for the feature. 120 laps here tonight around the great Southern National Raceway here in North Carolina. We are glad that these guys have chosen the I-85 Asphalt Series to come out here tonight and perform. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here tomorrow night with the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. They will be heading here to the Southern National. So tons of these guys participating in the late model division will be sticking around here for the race tomorrow night. Green flags back in the air here for heat race for the Southern National Shootout live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's going to be Tessner to the race lead with Gavin King on the outside of him. Nicholas Maynard looking down low on the inside. And the kid will clear the number 16, of Gavin King. Aaron Cornelius down on the backside here trying to run down the number 16 of Gavin King. And these two guys continue to battle it out here in heat race number 1. 12 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's anybody's ball game down the back straightaway. Heading into turns 3 and 4. Corey Tessner has the jump and the advantage over the rest of the pack as they head back into turn 1 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Every single one of these folks are not going to be playing around here tonight. Big Nicholas Maynard loose off the corner, but he's able to hold on to that race car. Gavin King, Aaron Cornelius make contact. Gavin King up the racetrack, and the caution flag flies. Caution flag flies as Gavin King is backwards here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will back that ass up for the instant replay as Corey Tessner and Nicholas Maynard come around to catch the back half of the field. Peter LeBay's car working his way out in turn 1. We'll back it up for Gavin King as he turned around off the exit of turn 4 here. We'll back that ass up. Seen him and Nicholas Maynard going at it. Nicholas Maynard big loose. Probably a little bit of contact from the 16. Looks like Aaron Cornelius gives it back to Gavin King. And Gavin King goes up the racetrack and around. Aaron Cornelius joins him down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll put it in reverse and try to get this modified swung around and going. So will Gavin King. But the caution flag is flown here for these two folks for the second time here in heat race number 1. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We just backed that ass up for the second time here tonight in the heat race. You're watching the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division Season 2, race number 3, live here from the Southern National Raceway. Corey Riptide Tessner has held on to the race lead after starting on the front row pole, second place spot. After one of the leaders went backwards, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Maynard's worked his way up to the second place spot. He'll be behind Corey Tessner here on the restart. Aaron Cornelius in the third place spot, followed by Gavin King in the fourth place spot. That's how they'll shake out here on the restart, hopefully for the final time here in heat race number 1. 5 cars, well, 4 cars now on the track here. It's only 5 start of the night's event. If you're new here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, don't know how things get done here, this is how it shakes out. This was the qualifying order coming into the heat race. The top 12 drivers on your screen lock themselves into the main event on time. Anybody else below them is located right here on your screen in heat race number 1. Corey Tester is going to be the race leader here when we hit back racing here at the Southern National Shootout. He'll have Nicholas Maynard on the outside with him, followed by Aaron Cornelius in the 3rd place spot. Gavin King in the 4th place spot. Getting ready to go back racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Green flag's about to fly in the air. Corey Tessner has it in his hand. Green flag is back in the air here at Southern National Shootout. Live here in North Carolina off the exit of turns 1 and 2. Heading down the back straightaway, Corey Tessner has the advantage over Nicholas Maynard as they head back down into turns 3 and 4. Heading off the exit of turn 4, Corey Tessner has the race lead with Nicholas Maynard trailing right behind him as they head back down here into turns 1 and 2. What a great shot here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 7 laps to go for Corey Riptide Tessner as Nicholas Maynard has some extra trouble underneath him. That's Gavin King, and he'll slap the outside wall there. Nicholas Maynard with 6 laps to go goes from 2nd to 4th place here. A disaster for the number 02, but the Corey Tessner machine looking for 5 more laps this time around to hold on to the race win here. Aaron Cornelius up the racetrack there as Nicholas Maynard tries to run back down the front 2 modifieds here with 5 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tessner battling a big condition right there, but he's able to hold on to that race car. So is Gavin King. Nicholas Maynard takes it to the middle side of the racetrack, trying to generate some kind of run down the front stretch here in front of the fans. 4 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's WHELEN Modified Division. We're glad you chose your Monday night here to kick off your brand new week with us. Nicholas Maynard in the 3rd place spot, trying to run down the number 16 of Gavin King here. Look to the inside of the number 16, and he'll grab the left rear Nerf bar of the 16s. Corey Tessner back up the racetrack, big loose there, trying to hold on to this race car. Nicholas Maynard will work over the number 16 of Gavin King with 2 laps to go. This time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Can the kid get to the back bumper of the Mayhew Modified of Corey Riptide Tessner? Gavin King off the bottom of the racetrack on the pit road as well as Aaron Cornelius. Will we keep it green here? White flag is in the air, so no caution on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tessner, Nicholas Maynard battling it out here off the exit of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, one of the lap cars comes to place. Nicholas Maynard makes a move on the bottom side. Contacts made through 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard up the racetrack, and he will score the win here for the heat race with Corey Tessner right behind him. Corey Tessner not happy with the way that he was just raced right there by the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Gavin King setting a pick in the middle of the racetrack as a lap car. I'm not sure what the hell he was thinking there. Corey Tessner not going to be happy with the 2nd place finish there. Nicholas Maynard wins the heat race here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. That was the end of heat race number 1, and we'll pull up the results here for you folks and bring back the DJ. He's kicking it up here, talking out some excellent tunes, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Maynard will pick up the win here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's heat race, and he will start in the P13 spot as the top 12 drivers lock themselves in on time. Finishing in the 2nd place spot there was Corey Tessner in the number 10 Mayhew Modified. He will not be happy with the way that he was just raced there at the end of the race. Aaron Cornelius will round out the 3rd place spot, followed by Gavin King in the 4th place spot, presented by Trav O'Wall in the final place there in heat race number 1. That's how they all racked out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For the Southern National Shootout, things are getting ready to get wicked here for the main event. 120 laps around this beautiful racetrack underneath the lights. You want to stick it right here. Around out about 45 seconds left to go here in the warm-up session. These WHELEN Modified drivers, will be able to dial in these race cars as much as possible, ladies and gentlemen. We will bring up the final bit of qualifying here for you folks. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here will be how they round out tonight's field after the heat races. Adam Fulford on the pole here tonight as he's been dominating all season 2 long. Up to this point, the laps led leader looking to stay out front here tonight at Southern National. He'll be on the pole. About 5 seconds remain here in the warm-up session, and Freddie the flagman located right there above in the flag tower will be throwing the white flag, indicating to these drivers that they need to get back to the hauler, fuel up, get some brand new tires on these race cars. We're getting ready to go racing here at Southern National for the Southern National Shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, checker flags in the air. We're getting ready to go racing. And ladies and gentlemen, we just showed you. We'll bring it right back out here for you folks. Adam Fulford on the pole here tonight. He'll be the pole sitter. And his number 71 WHELEN Modified already won a race this season. Still waiting on a couple more folks to join in here, and we will have the rest of the field in the driver introduction portion parts of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You could have chose anywhere here tonight on your beautiful Monday to spend it without us, but you chose here tonight. And we're looking to try to put on a great show for those who come in here tonight looking to make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and kick off tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole, driving the Sunset number 71 Modified. That's Adam Fulford. Starting in the second place spot on the front row, driving the Boardwick Race Engine 66 from Union Beach, New Jersey. That's the real deal, Neil Rutt the third. Starting in the third place spot, driving the number 54 BBS WHELEN Modified from Mobile, Alabama. That's Colton Waters. And on the outside of him, starting in the fourth place spot here tonight, driving the Rogue Nicotine Pouch 23 WHELEN Modified from Greer, South Carolina. That's your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. And on the inside of him, driving the Boardwick Race Engines number 00 from Middletown, New Jersey. That's Mike Doyle. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 1 Towboat USA Gun Stable number 1 Modified. That's Chase Johnson. On the inside of him, driving the number 8 Ken Service WHELEN Modified. That's Carson Colechland. Behind him will be the Country Time number 24 Season 1 champion from Greenville, South Carolina of James Fountain. Starting in the ninth place spot here tonight, driving the Bass Pro Shops Tracker number 40 WHELEN Modified. That's going to be Michael Johnson. Starting behind him, inside of him, will be the number 99 Boardwick Allied Modified from New Bern of Dakota, Pignataro. On the outside of him will be the number 33 Harley Davidson Reinhardt WHELEN Modified, the number 33 of Tony Cook. Starting in the number 17 Carolina Carports WHELEN Modified, that's Brayson Kendrick. Starting on the inside of him, driving the number 29 Exalta Modified, that's Aaron Cornelius. And on the outside of him will be the number 10 Mayhew Tools Modified, second place runner-up in the heat race of Corey Tesner. Gavin King in the number 16 WHELEN Modified will round out the 15th place spot here, looking to go to the front of the pack. Travo Wall from Pilser, South Carolina, driving the number 7 WHELEN Modified, ready to rock and roll his way to the front. Nicholas Maynard will not be back out on the racetrack here after the completion of heat race number 1. So the heat race winner of Nicholas Maynard battling some engine troubles here. He'll have to come off the racetrack. Looks like we got one spun around here. That's Dakota Pignataro. Not sure what happened. Maybe he collected the apron there and went around. So it looks like we're going to delay the caution flag here for at least one more lap on the Booty Scoot Racing channel before we go racing. We're set to take the green flag this time around, but with Dakota Pignataro accidentally spinning out right there, yes, they will hold it for one more. As Peter the pace car comes around here underneath Freddie the Flagman. Freddie the Flagman holding that green flag directly straight up and down, indicating to us here in the crowd that we are one to go racing. 17 Modifieds lined out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looking for a chance to go to victory lane here at the Southern National Raceway. Who is going to pick up the win here tonight? It's anybody's ball game at any point in time. 120 laps is what we're scheduled for. Will we get it all in the books? Peter the Bates car is on the pit road. Green flag is in the air here for the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. Southern National Shootout down the back straightaway off the exit of turns 1 and 2. Everybody's able to hold on to it quite nicely there down into turns 3 and 4. Adam Fulford has the race lead, and everybody else behind him spinning Nerf bars 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. As Brayson Kendrick slaps the outside wall. 2 laps are complete this time around, and these laps are going to pick off very quickly around this 0.40 mile lengthened oval, asphalt oval, Chase Johnson stuck door to door here with Carson Collection in this number 1 and 8 WHELEN Modified, the number 24 Season 1 champion. Caution flag up this right side of the racetrack. Dakota Pignataro goes backwards. Caution flag is out here. Dakota Pignataro, Brayson Kendrick involved all here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, as well as the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. We will back that ass up here for the instant replay. 3 laps into tonight's event, and we'll get our first caution flag here for the main event. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver involved. Dakota Pignataro hard in the ass end up the racetrack. Brayson Kendrick in the back of Dakota Pignataro is what it looks like there. Ladies and gentlemen. See if we can't get a higher view of what the hell possibly just took place here. The number 17 of Brayson Kendrick directly up the middle. Gets a little bit of contact from Corey Tesler. Was running out of room on the bottom side. And Brayson Kendrick slaps the number 99 into the 23 of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant parked it up here on the top side of the racetrack. This should give us a better angle, hopefully, coming down here to the exits of turn 3 and 4. But I possibly think this is probably a little bit too much out of our angle that we were looking at. Excuse me. So, see if I can't bring up a higher shot of some sort. John Michael Bryant is going to fall victim here on the Booty Suit Racing channel. Corey Tesler, Brayson Kendrick just run out of room down on the bottom side of the racetrack. And up goes to the top goes Brayson. So we're right on board with Corey Tesler. And see how much room was actually left on the bottom of the racetrack. If you've never turned laps here at the Southern National Raceway, the banking in this racetrack makes things super difficult. 3 wide already. A little bit of contacts made. Ships Dakota Pignataro up the racetrack. And John Michael Bryant has something to say as well. So we have 1, 2, 3 cars spent backwards here on the Beauty Scoot Racing channel in the opening laps. Brayson Kendrick was the main aggressor, but it looks like he got a little bit of help from Corey Riptide Tesler. See how the admin addresses this. You're involved in the accident, you go to the back of the field. And ladies and gentlemen, see, we'll bring it right back down here on the main broadcast. We'll keep it commercial free for our first caution flag here tonight as we get ready to re-rack the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. Cleaning up the exit of turn 1 over there in turns 1 and 2. Travel wall back out here on the racetrack after going around in the heat race. They'll have to make a little bit of repair to the right front toe link of that Wheeling Modified. But Travel Wall was looking to make something shake here tonight. He'll have to work his way up through the field. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford should be the only winner in Season 3 so far up to this point. But he won the opening race at the Kern County Raceway. Absolutely dominated when we kicked off Season 2. Went over to Bristol 2 weeks ago. It saw Adam Fulford put on a show there as well. And a lap traffic wrecked car will cause some damage to Adam Fulford in that race. And he'll lose to what's going to be Neil Rutt III, who just didn't have enough Hoosier tire left in the back half of that Wheeling Modified to run down guys like Chase Johnson, who took home the win 2 weeks ago at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're looking like maybe we'll get the one to go racing this time around, and hopefully we do. And now, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm thinking about it, we'll bring you up the keys of the race here tonight for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. 0 sets of tires, 0 fast repairs, 120 laps. You're going to have to hold on to these race cars and manage some Hoosier tire. Find a rhythm, use that Nerf bar, manage the traffic, and manage those Hoosier tires. Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting ready to get wicked here as we are lined up double file, getting ready to go back racing here after our first caution flag here tonight. How will these guys continue to be aggressive throughout the field? You got to hold on to it. Adam Fulford slaps on the gas. Green flag is back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Diving back down into turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson's got the right side. Nerf bar. James Fallon. Big contact up the middle there. It's almost about to shift Mike Doyle around in that orange and white and black Boardwick Wheeling Modified. Carson Collection fills the hole right in front of the 00. Chase Johnson looking for a place to get down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Can he clear the number 24 Country Time Modified? Yes, he can, down into turns 3 and 4, but can't get it off the exit of 2. This is the best battle we got on the racetrack right now. Dakota Pignataro went around to kick off earlier tonight, went ass in on the opening lap. Don't look like much damage was completed to that Wheeling Modified. A big pile up right here on the the back stretch into 3 and 4. Caused by James Fallon, not Corey Tesner, Chase Johnson, Mike Doyle, and Michael Johnson joining in the party as well. No relation between these two Johnson boys. Chase Johnson in the number 1, Michael Johnson in the Bass Pro Shop number 40 right here. As Mike Doyle slaps the outside wall, James Fallon a move to the inside Nerf bar, the 00, but give him room on the outside across the front stretch, and Mike Doyle will fill the hole right behind him. Mike Johnson in his number 40 machine trying to work off the exit of turn 2 and run down the guys in front of him. How will these guys manage these Hoosier tires with 120 laps scheduled here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel? We're talking to a couple of these drivers before in the garage area, and they said if you want to win here tonight, you're going to have to be patient. Patient. Mike Doyle right now is being tossed around like a rag doll, not being patient or maybe causing a little bit more damage to that Boardwick Modified than needed to. Michael Johnson, working his way off the exit of turn 2 with this Tractor Bass Pro Shop machine. Slowly starting to reel back in the Season 1 champion of James Fallon in this number 24 Wheeling Modified. James Fallon will work down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like we have one turned over. We're coming across the exit of pit road. That's Aaron Keneally as he's just getting out of the way for the rest of the field. We're still green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Adam Fulford has got about an 8-car gap lead over the number 66 of Neil Rutt. Carson Collection rides in the 3rd place spot, followed by Colton Waters as Chase Johnson slowly starts to migrate his way up through the field. Contacts made by Chase Johnson to Colton Waters. And up the racetrack goes Colton Waters. Contact is made. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here for the number 54 of Colden Waters, and the number 1, of Chase Johnson. Looks like Chase Johnson maybe got a lid in there a little bit too hard and got into the left rear of Colden Waters, sending him around up the exit of turn 2, and backwards went Colden Waters. Colden Waters, a Temple University student. During the week, he is on the iRacing platform putting in absolute work. This happened off the exit of turn 3 and 4. The BBS Modified went sideways. We're right on board with Chase Johnson here and see what he's seeing out the front of his WHELEN Modified. Colden Waters on the outside. Colden Waters trying to close the gap down on the bottom side. Chase Johnson just gets into the back end of Colden Waters. There, ships him around up the racetrack. Colden Waters trying to get away from the guys behind him. And James Bowen's caught up on his left rear window net. We'll back that ass up here. Colden Waters not having the start to tonight's event as he was looking to. You got a WHELEN Modified getting ready to come all across your face here. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and take a look. We're right out the tail end of Colden Waters and see what happens. Chase Johnson definitely gets into it, runs him into the back, and James Bowen just up and over the number 54 WHELEN Modified of Colden Waters. James Bowen involved in the accident as well, but don't look like much damage to him. Chase Johnson rattling a little bit of cages here tonight. He was already moving up through the field. He'll sit there in the 4th place spot, but he will receive an EOL for aggressive driving. You're involved in the accident. You go to the tail end. That's how it'll work. Adam Fulford will be the race leader here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They're working their way underneath the caution flag here. Cleanup continues off the exit of turns 3 and 4 as they work their way here. Chase Johnson and that number 1 WHELEN Modified going to the back of the pack there with Colden Waters and this number 54 WHELEN Modified. These two were involved in the accident. You're involved in the accident, you go in the back, and just like the sponsor guy just said over the PA announcer, game on is what these guys were saying here over the radio underneath the caution flag. We're getting ready to go back racing this time around, I believe. And it will take one more lap. Yes, Adam Fulford will pull to the inside. We'll double them up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and hopefully drop the green flag here again for the Southern National Shootout live here in North Carolina. James Fountain will bring it down on the pit road trying to get some of this damage fixed. 21 laps are complete here in tonight's event. We'll take one more lap here underneath the caution flag. Gladly appreciate you guys tuning in here. And while we're waiting, perfect time to throw up a sponsor, pay some bills here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division is presented to you by CloseOutBats.com. Since 1992, over 650,000 satisfied customers. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you to head on over to NapDaddyRacingDesigns.com for all of your iRacing liveries, paint schemes, and custom number needs. Go see Jonathan Smith. He'll get you hooked up today. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford still on the pole. He's led every lap up to this point. Neil Rudd on the outside of him, the Wall Stadium modified driver in real life. But Adam Fulford will slam back down on the gas. Green flag is back in the air here in the WHELEN Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Everybody working their way through turns 1 and 2. Can everybody hold on to it? It's the real question, and it looks like they are quite well here. Chase Johnson and Colden Waters is number 54 up the racetrack here. This BBS Modified and this black and neon number 1 Modified of Chase Johnson are going to have a lot of, whoa, caution flag here on the top side of the racetrack. Big wreck there for Gavin King, and this is Michael Johnson. And this number 40 Modified as Gavin King sails down the back straightaway. Don't hide from us. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay and take a look and see what the hell just happened between Gavin King and Michael Johnson in this number 40 Fast Pro Shop Tracker WHELEN Modified. Looks like big contact made here down into turns 1 and 2. Gavin King riding behind Michael Johnson. Just gives him a shot into the corner and sends him around. What a huge hit there from Gavin King to the back end of the number 40. Not sure if there was a little bit of retaliation maybe put in there. I'm not sure. We're riding on board with the number 16 of Gavin King. We'll see exactly what he's seen down the front stretch here, battling Nerf bar to Nerf bar with Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson gets held up a little bit by Mike Doyle, tries to come down, and Gavin King just doesn't lift there. Right into the number 40 Tracker Bass Pro Shop WHELEN Modified of Michael Johnson. We'll ride on board with Big Michael here and see what happened with him and kind of see what he's seeing out the tail end of his WHELEN Modified. It's going to be a nasty shot. Let's gets tagged there, goes around, tries to lock it up, bang! Huge shot there, and if you have vertigo, that might not be the angle that you were looking for. Michael Johnson involved in the accident, as well as Gavin King. Aaron Keneally is down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's got damage to his modified. He'll bring it down on the pit road and address that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang! Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the caution flag for the third or fourth time here tonight in just the opening 26 laps of the Wheelen Modified Division race here tonight at Southern National. Reminding you to stick around if you're in town here at Southern National in North Carolina. The I-85 Asphalt Series Wheelen Modified Division tonight. Late model stocks tomorrow right here underneath the lights at the Southern National Raceway. And hopefully we can get some more clean racing tomorrow night than we currently have right now. We're working the fourth or third caution flag here tonight, and a lot of it has been a lot of stuff that probably could have been prevented. Just guys trying to get track position after track position quick and early, and I don't blame them. But as much grip as much downforce and grip, as these Wheelen Modifieds have, these guys have a long race ahead of them. Still over 90 laps to go here, about 91 laps to go when we take the green flag here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. With no sets of tires, you're going to have to save some Hoosier rubber. But if you're going to tear up your Wheelen Modified, you won't even get a chance to win it here tonight. Peter the Base car will pull down on the pit road. We'll throw it up to the starter cam. We'll take one more lap here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So Peter the Base car just don't want to come off the racetrack in his big jacked up dually truck, trying to show it off to everybody in the crowd. And don't let him fool you. He traded in his old Honda Civic to get that big jacked up dually. He'll head off down the back straightaway here with the rest of the pack right behind him. We are getting ready to go racing here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Green flag will jump back out in the air this time as Peter the Pace car's got himself a little bit of gap over the rest of the field. Green flag is back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And Adam Fulford is your race leader. Racing here, 31 laps are complete in the Wheelen Modified Division race here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. 31 of them, I meant not 35, if that's what I said. Adam Fulford is the race lead, and he's led every one of those bad boys up to this point. And Neil Rutt the third in the second place spot, followed by Carson Collection in the third place spot. Adam Fulford already has an I-85 Asphalt Series win sticker on the top of that modified. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here for Dakota Pignataro in this number 99 Wheelen Modified. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the instant replay and take a look at what the hell just happened to Dakota Pignataro from New Bern as he's backwards head on into the inside wall, and maybe Gavin King involved in another incident here right in front of Tony Cook. We'll back that ass up and take a look. Contact made there from Dakota, gets him up the racetrack. Dakota gets a little bit loose, and Gavin King just drives him down head on into the inside wall. Not fortunate here for the number 99 of Dakota Pignataro. We'll back that ass up here and ride with this beautiful angle down the back straightaway. This should be able to tell us everything that we were looking for off the exit of turn 2. Gavin King gets up the racetrack there. Maybe Tony Cook got into the back of him. I see Tony Cook go down there as well. Gavin King just ships Dakota Pignataro down there on the inside wall. We'll back that ass up here right on board with Gavin King. See what happened here. Don't expect him to just be running guys over. Maybe just a little bit of contact from behind from Tony Cook, maybe. No, just looks like Dakota Pignataro gets that single tack from the number 16, gets him a little loose, and it comes right in front of the nose of Gavin King. Dakota Pignataro not going to be happy with the way that he was just bumped and ran there off the back straightaway, not even into a corner. Dakota Pignataro tore up here at the Southern National Raceway. He's got a bent left front toe link. We'll be back in just a moment. Adam Fulford continues his dominance here in Season 2 live at the Southern National Raceway. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here underneath the caution flag for the fourth time tonight on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel's I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division Southern National Shootout live here in North Carolina. Looks like we might get the one to go racing this time around. It's hard to tell with Peter the Base Car these days, as that damn guy will just do anything to be out on the racetrack and feel like he's turning some laps with the best of them. Got a couple eyes on a couple different drivers that we think might be able to make something shake here on this restart. We'll try to bring you those stories as they continue to develop. Green flags back in the air here on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel live from the Southern National Raceway. And it looks like Adam Bolford's got the race lead over Neil Rutt III, and this is the battle right here. Brayson Kendrick trying to get around the 00. Mike Doyle, contact made from the boogeyman. Ships him up the racetrack. John Michael Bryant down on the inside of Brayson Kendrick here. These guys absolutely going at it. What a battle right here. 38 laps into the ninth event, 120-yard schedule. Long ways to go here on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel. You're going to have to be patient. Brayson Kendrick gives a little bit of door bang to John Michael Bryant. Up the racetrack goes Travo Wall. John Michael Bryant is involved, but Travo Wall is the big hitter here. We'll back that ass up on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel. Take a look at what the fuck just happened. Big contact in the turns 1 and 2. We'll back it up for the instant replay here. And right along with Travo Wall, maybe it looks like the contact came up here between Brayson Kendrick and John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant on the inside. Brayson Kendrick just slaps him hard, and Travo Wall gets nipped up the racetrack. So does Gavin Keene, as John Michael Bryant shoots back up the racetrack after a hard hellacious shot on the inside wall. So we'll back that ass up a little bit more here and see if we can get a better angle of the number 17 of Brayson Kendrick and what he might have been thinking off the exit of turn 4 there. Maybe a little bit loose. Yeah, big loose there. Nugs the number 23 of John Michael Bryant, and that just ships these guys right up here into the top side of the racetrack where you do not want to go. Gavin King is parked backwards here right in front of our corner camera. This should be one hell of a shot, folks. We'll back that ass up. Take a look. Contacts made, ships John Michael Bryant down. He ships back over to Gavin King. Bang! Hard into the outside wall, excuse me. Big shot for Gavin King. Travo Wall involved in the accident as well. John Michael Bryant will have a bent left front toe link, just like Travo Wall as he's scraping sparks down the back straightaway, trying to get it down on the pit road. So John Michael Bryant will try to go show his displeasure with the number 17 of Brayson Kendrick. He'll have to bring it down on the pit road and re-service this race car. Adam Bolford, familiar sight here tonight, out front with the familiar sight of the yellow flag in the air. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay here tonight. And send it to commercial break. Adam Bolford, your leader. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I can run more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it. I know you told your friend you're not okay. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I bang, bang! Cleanup continues here on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel off the exits of turns 1 and 2 after a multiple car pile up into the outside retaining barrier on the exit of turn 1 into turn number 2. We started with 17 Wheeling Modifieds here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Looks like we got about 10 of them up and going. About 13 of these things, 12 of these things up and moving out on the racetrack right now. A couple guys coming down on the pit road to get their damage addressed, like James Fountain. Carson Collinsland still stuck down there out here on the racetrack, in this number 8 machine. So it looks like we're getting the one to go racing this time around. We'll kill the music on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel. Hopefully we can pick off some green flag laps, because it has just been a disaster here tonight up to this point so far. Adam Bolford, the race leader, been hard to challenge him when it's caution, and the heat cycles continue to circle out here on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel. We'll take one more lap underneath the caution flag here. James Fountain up and off of pit road. He'll catch the tail end of the field. And Adam Bolford will be the race leader with Neil Rutt on the outside of him. Carson Collinsland in the 3rd place spot, followed by Corey Tesner in the 4th place spot. Corey Tesner almost had the heat race won. He got it taken from him by a lap car. Nicholas Maynard will take the win. Corey Tesner's up 10 spots right now for where he started tonight's event. Green flag is back in the air here on the Moody Scoot Racing Channel live from the Southern National Raceway. A little bit smaller field. Hopefully we can get a little bit more clean racing. You know what I'm talking about. Dakota Pignataro back here on the backside of the number 16 of Gavin King. Gets a little bit tied up the racetrack, possibly battling some handling conditions after being in multiple accidents here tonight. Corey Tessner, Mike Doyle battling Nerf bars here, excuse me, down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Mayhew jumping full-time on board the number 10 WHELEN modified of Corey Tessner, trying to pick up a win. Here comes Chase Johnson in the number 1 WHELEN modified. Chase Johnson came from 15 laps to go at Bristol 2 weeks ago from 3rd place to win it. Known to save a little bit of Hoosier tire at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Can he redo it here tonight at Southern National and drive his way back up to the front? Chase Johnson, involved in an accident earlier, sent him to the tail end of the field. Chase Johnson recovering quite well right now on the bottom side of Mike Doyle, trying to get around the 00 as Corey Tessner does just that. And Neil Rutt III will get passed by Carson Colechland. Adam Fulford will have about a 4, 5, 6 car lead into turns 1 and 2. James Fountain will slap the outside wall there. Colton Waters, ever since he was involved in that accident, still battling a little bit of conditions. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the number 16 of Gavin King. This is the second time here tonight for a single spin of Gavin King. We'll back that ass up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you remember the rule, 3 single spins in the I-85 Asphalt Series by yourself will leave you parked here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. Gavin King's been spun around twice already. We'll have to take a look here. What happened maybe not have been his fault. Might have been somebody else's. We'll take a look here as we go back down into turns 3 and 4. Don't look like it'll appear to be James Fountain on the outside of him. Gavin King down on the bottom, just gets big loose there, slaps the apron, and goes around hard into the front right and back right side of the race car. Gavin King's going to have to try to get this thing refired and turn around here. Hopefully, we got some admins out there telling the leader to turn down. Yeah, there we go. Woo. Adam Fulford, deja vu from 2 weeks ago. Caution flag trunk comes out. The lap car sitting in the middle of the racetrack cost Adam Fulford the win after giving him damage. Gavin King, though, able to refire that modified, get it up and going. That's 2 single self-spins for Gavin, 1 more. And he'll find himself in the garage early here tonight. Neil Rutt III in 2nd. Carson Colechland gets around from Buffalo, New York. Adam Fulford might have a new troubled handler right behind him. We'll be back in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with the commercial break. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it has been a hell of a race up to this point. Can't really complain about what we've had besides the caution flags, but when it comes to the actual on-track product that these guys are performing and putting on here, nothing more like it. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, you will never find anybody or anyone that does what we do here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on any platform. That is TikTok, YouTube, you name it, you can have it however you like. I know how these things get. Heading into turns 3 and 4, Adam Fulford's going to be the race leader, as always up to this point, as he's had one hell of a race. Carson Colechland on the outside of him. He elects to fire early this time, so Adam Fulford gets a great jump down into turns 1 and 2. So if you're new here, not sure how the restart zone works here in the I-85 Asphalt Series, the leader is in charge after the completion of the opening green flag lap. So the green flag will start the race for the field, but anything after that, that is a caution flag, and we restart the race is all held in the hands of the leader when Peter the Pace car safely pulls off the racetrack. Neil Rutt III, big loose off the exit of turns 3 and 4 across the front stretch. And no battle door to door with Carson Colechland here. Colechland on the outside, Rutt on the inside. Look at these two guys going at it. One from Buffalo, New York, one from New Jersey. So the battle of the Northeast modified drivers going at it right now. Carson Colechland on the outside. Neil Rutt III showing you why he's the real deal down into turns 3 and 4. Off the exit of 4, back across the front stretch. Adam Fulford has the race lead. And look at these guys starting to pick it and paddle it right here. Colton Waters has entered the chat, folks. No pun intended. And this number 56 WHELEN modified James Fountain, the season 1 champion, starting to prove his belt back up to the front of the pack. Mike Doyle as much as he's been beat around here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, he's holding on quite well. Property maintenance on the back, and that thing's going to need some proper maintenance when this race is over. Mike Doyle has been everybody's pinball here up to this point tonight, and that's maybe why he's still stuck in this 5th place spot right now. Contact from Chase Johnson ships Mike Doyle up the racetrack. Caution flag flies. Caution is out as Chase Johnson's parked on the top side of the racetrack with Mike Doyle going around. We'll back that ass up. Not sure what happened there. We're just talking about Mike Doyle, and now he's going to need some maintenance on this modified from getting beaten around all night, and then bang, here in the turns 2. I think we might have jinxed it, folks. Chase Johnson down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like he might collect the left rear Nerf bar of Mike Doyle. We'll back that ass up and take a look. Nobody to judge here, but we'll take a look into off the exit of turn 4, down into turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson looking to the inside of Mike Doyle. Definitely gives him a little tap there. Sends him up the racetrack. Great awareness by Mike Doyle, able to lock up the brakes on that modified. We'll ride out the front nose of Chase Johnson and take a look and see what happened. Chase Johnson rolls in air a little bit too hard and slaps the number 00 of Mike Doyle and collects a couple other guys as he goes driver's side first into the outside wall. We'll back that ass up. Looks like James Fountain collected, Colton Waters collected. These guys just trying to make passes here, only halfway through the race. Still got a long way to go. We'll throw it up to the blip cam, see if we can't get a better shot there. Heading down into turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson just not clear by maybe a ½ inch on the bottom lane. I think I kind of see what Chase was trying to do there. He's trying to get down to that opening bottom lane that you see James Fountain trying to paint down there, as well as Colton Waters, but just a little bit too easy off the brakes. Rolls right into the back end of the 00. You see it right there on the bottom. If Chase Johnson could just get that race car turned a little bit more, he possibly could have got away without getting Mike Doyle there. And it'll bam, hard driver's side door into the outside retaining barrier. So, see how the admin has to play this one. I would imagine Mike Doyle and Chase Johnson would receive the EOL here for being involved in the accident and going to the tail end of the field. That's the second one here tonight for Chase Johnson. He's going to have to get it together here. One more. He'll probably be joining the parking crew. Like you see, it looks like they'll be generous here and let Chase Johnson back out onto the racetrack and back out here so he doesn't lose a lap. Adam Fulford's going to be the race leader when we return. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Things are starting to get wicked here. We're underneath the caution flag for the 6th or 7th time here tonight. Not very sure. I think I've probably lost count up to this point. It's been an awesome race up to this point. Plenty of action. The lights are off on top of the base car, indicating to us that we're getting ready to go back racing here momentarily this time around. Just kind of curious on how a couple of these guys hold on to these WHELEN modifiers. We're just a little bit underneath the halfway point. Green flag is back in the air as Adam Fulford steps on it. We are back green here at the Southern National Raceway for the Southern National Shootout. And a shootout is what it has been. Shootout in about 3, 4, 5 lap spans is how it's really been up to the 66 lap point, coming to 67 right now, as the number 16 of Gavin King has been involved in 3 accidents here tonight. 2 of them on his own doing, spinning out by himself. He's on his last call here. He'll be placed on the partner list if that continues to happen. Dakota Pignataro, a huge topic to talk about here tonight in this number 99 WHELEN Modified. Got spun around in the opening laps here tonight. You see battling damage, trying to let Chase Johnson on by. Chase Johnson had received the EOL penalty as Colton Waters tries to get a little bit of damage fixed on the back end of that WHELEN Modified. 69 laps are complete this time around. Neil Rutt III trying to run down Adam Fulford as Carson Collection has Corey Tesner beating all over the back bumper here, knocking the inches close to these second, third, fourth place cars. You could throw a blanket over, but some clean racing though. Everybody leaving each other a little bit of room off the exit of the corner, down into the corner. You see Carson Collection leaves about a half lane to Corey Tessner to be able to dive it down in there. And Corey Tessner's going to have to do the rest of the work. He'll give it to him again down here. So some clean driving up here from the front four guys on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Gavin King goes around. Caution flag flies. Caution flag is out here for Gavin King in the number 16 Wheelen Modified. Is he not sure what happened? We'll have to back that ass up here. Take a look. Maybe possibly had a little bit of help that getting turned around. Possibly just went around on his own. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the 10th time here tonight. The 72 laps to go here out of the scheduled 120. Gavin King is backwards here. We'll back it up here. Take a look. Gavin King just gets a little bit loose off the exit of turn 2, hard on the inside wall. They'll cause the caution flag here. That is the third individual spin, I believe, here tonight for Gavin King. So he will be warned. One more out of him, and he will be placed in the garage on the parts list. Adam Fulford will be the race leader with Neil Rutt the third charging on the backside of him, followed by Carson Collection and the number 8 machine. Corey Tessner will round out the 4th place spot, up 10 spots from where he started, and Big Mike Doyle holding on strong here. He'll round out in the top 5. Back in a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Track workers are still out on the track trying to clean up this monstrosity of a mess that we had here to bring us underneath the caution flag. Gavin King backwards hard into the inside safer barrier. Caused a little bit of a oil leak, so we'll see how things shake out here. We'll be at the 75 lap complete mark this time around, so we're slowly picking up the end point here, and it'll be here for you know it. Hopefully you've stuck around up to this point. We apologize for absolutely nothing. The action-packed racing has been great. Cautions are a part of racing, and that's just how things will go. These guys are going to have to hold it a little bit better if they don't want to be involved in a caution flag. Maybe make some more wise decisions. That's the Season 1 champion, 24, James Fountain. He's been beating and banging, but not with other cars. His teammates down there on pit road has been beating and banging on that Wheelen Modified since pretty much the drop of the green flag. The number 24, James Fountain, has had an issue here. He's had a little bit of a fender rub here the first opening 10, 15 laps. They got that all fixed out. He was involved in more accidents trying to get around right there. He gets shoved 3 wide by Corey Tessner up the outside. Mike Doyle on the bottom. Corey Tessner will try the undercut to get around the 0-0. They'll be door-to-door here down into turns 3 and 4. Coming off the exit, Corey Tessner, James Fountain grabs a hold of Mike Doyle when they're able to straighten it out. Will we keep it green? Yes, we will keep it green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Colden Waters, Mike Doyle, James Fountain, contact made right there. Mike Doyle, again, the trend continues. Mike Doyle will be turned around and beat around, like a pinball until he goes and stands up for himself and gives it back here to some of these folks that keep racing him like he is just a basketball out there. 40 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's going to be Fulford, Rutt, Collection, Tessner, Fountain in the top 5. Heading back down into turn 1, everybody's looks like they got some space in between them. Might be able to get a long green flag run here if everybody can keep it together. Off the exit of turns 3 and 4 comes Adam Fulford as he comes back across the line here. Again, we told you guys to kick off tonight's event, the laps are going to pick off fast, and it's going to happen very, very fast. So how will these guys manage it with 0 sets of tires? Carson Collection knows how he wants to race Corey Tessner with a little bit of nerf bar. Bang in there, Corey Tessner comes back up the racetrack and gives it to the number 8 of Carson Collection. Not sure what the hell was going on right there. Carson Collection's not going to be happy with the way that Corey Tessner just raced him in this Wheelen Modified. James Fountain, the Season 1 champion, we got one spun around back here on the bottom side. That's Gavin King. Gavin King is backwards here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This number 16 Wheelen Modified. That'll be his 3rd self-spin, 4th total accident, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that calls for the number 16 to go down into the garage. He'll have to park it for tonight, and it maybe look like that's where he was headed anyway with sparks ringing out the front end. So the caution flag is out for the number 16 of Gavin King. And not sure what the hell happened to him. We'll back that ass up here and take a look as he was parked down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Gavin King here, his first race in the I-85 Asphalt Series. First laps here at the Southern National Raceway. It looks like he's just struggling a little bit extra here tonight. But he's met the 3-spin threshold, Got a little bit extra help from Mike Doyle there, as Mike Doyle couldn't do anything but get on the brake. Gavin King will go around hard, driver's side first into the sand barriers. But 3 self-spins from Gavin King. He'll have to call the night and take it to the garage here on the I-85 Asphalt Series. Caution flag is out, and Adam Fulford is the race leader. Neil Rudd will trail him down here off the exit of turn 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel underneath the caution flag for the 9th or 10th time here tonight, not very sure, for the Southern National Shootout live here in Southern National Motorsports Park located here in North Carolina. It has been one hell of a show up to this point. 17 cars piled out the field here tonight for 120 laps around this beautiful racetrack. If you didn't see it, here's the results from qualifying. The top 12 drivers on your screen right now were the ones that locked themselves in on time. The rest of them headed on over to the LCQ heat race. Speaking of the LCQ heat race, we'll bring that up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Nicholas Maynard was able to take it home, but he was not able to compete out here in the feature tonight. Maybe, possibly, not sure why, but he won the heat race here tonight. Adam Fulford will be the race leader here when we get ready to take the green flag. Looks like we'll get the one to go racing this time around from Peter, the pace car, as he links up with Freddie, the flagman, to communicate on what needs to happen here for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Yes, we'll split it up double file this time around. Ladies and gentlemen, 88 laps complete. Getting ready to be 30 laps to go here very soon. 0 sets of tires, 0 fast repairs. We started with 17, 9 currently run out on the racetrack right now. It's anybody's ball game here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. And in what you've liked out in points to kick off the season, I try to get them back right here. Green flags back in the air on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Diving back down into turns 1 and 2. Off the exit of 2 is going to be Fulford, Rutt, Tester, door. Diving back down into turns 3. Headed into turns 4. Fulford's got the advantage over the rest of the pack as they head off the corner. Side by side is going to be Tester and Rutt. Collection and Fountain, 2 rows deep here. Who's anybody's ball game? Who's going to use the Nerf bar first? Looks like everybody will fight back door to door here. 30 laps to go on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Adam Fulford's the race leader. He's already got 1 win underneath his belt for season 2. He's got one of those I-85 Asphalt Series win stickers on the left front, the left window, whatever you want to call it. Adam Fulford knows how to get it done. Adam Fulford currently the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division laps led leader at this current point, as he led a shit ton at Kern County and almost led every lap 2 weeks ago at Bristol, but had the win taken from him. We've seen Chase Johnson in this number 1 modified go to victory lane at the Bristol Motor Speedway. In the last 15 laps at Bristol, Chase Johnson was able to hold on to that Wheeling Modified and go from 3rd to 1st and save a little bit of Hoosier tire to win it. 94 laps are complete this time around on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Mike Doyle's been tossed around like a pinball here tonight. He tries to run back down the number 1, of Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson, 2 end-of-line penalties here tonight for causing an accident. He's worked his way back up here to the 6th place spot on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. So the Dutch Bows come on board for the number 1 modified. It's Neil Rutt III. Can go catch Neil Rutt week in, week out at the Wall Stadium in New Jersey, driving his real-life modified, the number 66. The real deal for no reason. You better figure it out quick. Neil Rutt knows how to get around here at the Southern National Raceway and anywhere up and down the southeast. Corey Tessner with a great performance here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Tessner has all but went ahead and solidified that hard charging award here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Corey Tessner up 12 spots from where he has started tonight's event. Got to give it up to the riptide of Corey Tessner as he's navigated his way through this traffic, picking off the keys of the race, trying to hold on to a little bit of these Hoosier tires. But Corey Tessner, we have seen him use that Nerf bar, which was our final key of the night for the key of the races. Him and Carson Kolechlin absolutely went at it. Carson Kolechlin gave a little bit. Oh, what a save right there from the number 8 of Carson Kolechlin. We better get off of him before we cause him to spin out. Carson Kolechlin banging Nerf bars there with Corey Riptide Tessner. About 20 laps to go. Both of these guys were not sparing each other an inch. But right now it's Corey Tessner on the plus side of Carson Kolechlin. But James Bowden has been involved in several accidents here tonight. The season 1 champion of the Wheeling Modified division in this number 24 country time Wheeling Modified 24 country time. James Bowden says the time is now. No John Cena. He tries to work his way off the exit of turn 4 as he's all over this back bumper of the number 66 of Neil Rutt. But Neil Rutt giving it a little bit extra of a brake stab into the corners, trying to save a little bit. It looks like Corey Tessner's overdriving the exit of turns 1 and 2, but it looks like he has a really good 3 and 4 there. So maybe the advantage for Neil Rutt is in 1 and 2 over Corey Tessner. You'll see it right there. Corey Tessner has to shoot and cut back to the top side of the racetrack because he just can't get the exit that he is looking for. This is really the only battle on the racetrack right now worth watching. We'll throw up tonight's first battle cam here for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified division as these guys continue to battle it out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll throw up tonight's first battle box as you see Neil Rutt III, James Bowden, and Chase Johnson. Well, Corey Tessner battling it out here for the position. We'll move it up 1 point and get you the guys that you're looking for. But just in case you're a Johnson fan, we'll add him in here to the battle box just in case he's able to run down the rest of these folks. But it looks like Neil Rutt III has made a mistake and gotten around Corey Tessner has made a mistake and gotten around Neil Rutt III. These guys absolutely going at it here down the back straightaway on your battle cam with 15 laps to go here in race number 3 of season 2. It's anybody's ball game, but Adam Fulford has sailed away with about an 19 car gap lead here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, about 2.5 seconds worth of a lead. Neil Rutt III, you see him right there behind in the second place spot, getting around James Bowden and Corey Tessner to grab the second place spot. Here comes Chase Johnson into the mix. He's looking to get up underneath of James Bowden in this number 24 country time modified. 12 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This time around, Mike Doyle giving it back there to Chase Johnson here on our battle cam. And that will conclude what we have here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the battle cam for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified division. We'll be back in just a moment here. Let me get this straight down on the main broadcast cam. Mike Doyle down 1 spot from where he started after all the shit that he's been through here tonight. Turned around by Chase Johnson earlier. Will Mike Doyle give it back to the number 1 modified in front of him? We got one spun off the exit. That's Colton Waters. Colton Waters able to get it up and going though before the race leader gets here, but the caution flag is out. Woo! So caution flag will fly here for Colton Waters. Not sure what was happening there. So we never seen Freddie the flagman throw the caution flag. Maybe they were trying to get Colton Waters a chance to get it up and going before the race leaders got back around here. But maybe it looks like Colton Waters may have a little bit more damage than he possibly initiated that he may have had. We'll back that ass up here for the BBS modified. Keep saying late model, reminding you guys to tune in tomorrow night. Press that like button, press that subscribe button located on the top right portion of your screen. Tune in tomorrow night at the Southern National Raceway for the late model stock division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. We just backed that ass up for Colton Waters. As he dives down into 3 and 4, looks like he just gets a little bit loose there, has to get off the gas and lock down the brakes here. And that will trigger the caution flag here as Adam Fulford worked his way through 3 and 4. So ladies and gentlemen, as everybody else catches the back of the pace car, Adam Fulford is going to be the race leader here when we return with 9 laps to go. You won't want to miss a thing. You'll stick it right here if you know what's good for you. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We apologize for that little brief, long commercial break. We were trying to get some engines into our throttle, if you know what I mean. Trying to get a little bit of beer into this mouth, get this cotton mouth dried up here. I've been talking for a little bit too long here. And looking over here at the chat, we're talking about the late model race tomorrow night live right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series in Southern National Raceway, Motorsports Park, whatever the hell you want to call it. You can have it however you like it, just like it's Burger King. And the Thanksgiving Classic right around the corner here for the I-85 Asphalt Series division. Green flag is back in the air here as Adam Fulford jumps and steps back down on the gas. We'll have 5 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with anybody having a chance at victory lane as Adam Fulford's lead was erased underneath the caution flag. Chase Johnson gave a little bit of Nerf bar bump there to number 24 of James Fountain, and they'll dive back down into turns 1 and 2. It's going to be Fulford, Rutt, Tesner, Fountain, Johnson, the top 5 down the back straightaway as Carson Collection closes in slowly, looking to make something shake. Mike Doyle in the 00 right behind him, followed by Colton Waters. Here in the Wheeling Modified Division, anybody has a chance to go. It'll be 2 laps to go this time around for Neil Rutt the third in this number 66 Wheeling Modified. He'll have 2 more laps to try to get the back bumper of Adam Fulford. Adam Fulford looking for his second win here in Season 2 on the Modified Division. Neil Rutt almost had it 2 weeks ago. White flag in the air. Neil Rutt gets big loose off the corner. Down into turns 1 and 2. Fulford has the white flag in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. Adam Fulford heads down the back straightaway. Everybody down into turns 3 and 4, but it's going to be Adam Fulford coming off the exit of turn 4 to win the Southern National Shootout here tonight for the Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Tons of guys. Damn, is that the end? Mike Doyle turns around James Fountain. As James Fountain tries to struggle to get it up and going here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from 5th to last. That's not what the Fountain boy wanted, but Adam Fulford wins it here tonight at the Southern National Raceway, his second Wheeling Modified Division Season 2 win. And the Sunset Modified will bring it across the front stretch here and burn it down for the fans as he wins it here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Fulford wins it here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Park. Neil Rutt II will grab the second place spot, followed by Corey Tesner and Chase Johnson. We'll have all your driver interviews right around the corner when we return for the post-race show for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division for the Southern National Shootout. Adam Fulford headed to victory lane here tonight. We'll be back in just a moment to hear from your race winner. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here from the Southern National Motorsports Park in North Carolina for the Southern National Shootout. We had just finished up the 120 laps that saw Adam Fulford take it to victory lane here in North Carolina, his second win on the Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. And we'll kill the music. It looks like we may have a pit reporter down there with the number 71 as he climbs out of that race car on the victory lane. Go ahead.
Down here in victory lane at Southern National Speedway with Adam Fulford. Adam, You won the pole here, led every single lap up to this point. Just kind of walk us through your night here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series.
Yeah, man, the car was good. It definitely got slicker throughout the run. Obviously, when you race against good guys like Neil, Corey, Chase, all those guys, it makes it a lot of fun. Definitely easy to keep the lead when you stay out front, and just smooth and consistent, not having to battle anybody. Had a couple of cautions that may have helped kind of not have to save the tires as much. So we'll take it. Overall, after last week or last race at Bristol, I'll take it.
That's Adam Fulford, the race winner here tonight at the Southern National Raceway. We'll see down here to the second place runner-up driver, the number 66, Neil Rutt. Neil, kind of similar between you and Adam here tonight. Both of you guys to start on the front row and finish on the front row. Just kind of walk us through it here tonight as you bring home the P3 spot.
Yeah, first off, congrats to Adam for another win. Same thing with him, just save your tires, and then all the cautions you kind of couldn't really save as well as we wanted to. So we were fighting for dear life back here. Stagger obviously grew. We were about sprint car stagger over here. Great racing there with Corey at the end, and Carson there just edging out Corey for second. So we'll take it, and 2 weeks we'll go off to Phoenix.
That's the driver, the number 66, Neil Rutt. He'll bring home the second place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll scoot down here to the number 10, Mayhew Modified of Corey Tesner. Corey, trying to walk us through your night here tonight. Well, beating and banging back there with this Modified, started 14th, but that's what was necessary to get up here to the P3 spot. Just kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, we definitely missed there in qualifying at the start of the rear. Luckily, we had a good enough car to get up in the top 5 with some clean racing. It was hell getting through the field, but once we got up there, it was great racing through the top 5. Last 50 laps were really fun, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to try again at Phoenix.
That's the number 10 of Corey Tesner. We'll see down here to the fourth place finisher, driver, the number 1 Modified of Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at the Southern National Speedways. Have to stick around here tonight and head back tomorrow for the late model race. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. Fast car. It's just a lot of beating and banging tonight. I got into a Colton first part of it, so I apologize. Didn't really mean to clip him, but got into him a little bit, and then got into a Mike. Didn't really mean to get into him as well. Just trying to shoot it in there to the inside, and just ran out of room. So apologize to them guys. Overall, it was a fun night. Congrats to Adam. He was fast. I don't know if we would have had anything for him. Just wish he would have went green there a little bit more. But it is what it is. Great race. Thanks for putting it on. And like I said, we'll be here tomorrow night racing in the late models.
That's the number 1 machine of Chase Johnson. A lot of beating and banging with him tonight, but he was able to sacrifice and bring back home a P4 spot. Let's get back up here with number 71 of Adam Fulford. He'd like to thank a couple of people after his win here tonight.
Yeah, Nick, first I got to thank you and everybody that puts on this league. Boosters, all the broadcasting. I got to thank my sponsors, Sunset Pest Control, Quality Marine Welding, Diamond Cleaners, LNA Tire and Auto, CarQuest and Supply, Chapman Company Racing, Florence Motor Speedway, ECR, Coleman Designs. Also want to give a quick shout out. A buddy of mine, Delton, I work with, he's got some friends and family down there in Jamaica. They weren't able to get out in time, so they're kind of trapped. And obviously this hurricane's looking pretty nasty. So just keeping him and his family in our thoughts and prayers. Hopefully these people can stay safe and get the help they're going to need after this storm, because they're going to need it for a while.
Some strong, encouraging words here from the number 71 of Adam Fulford. We'll throw it back up to the booth. That'll do it down here at the Southern National Raceway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will send it to a quick commercial break here so we can get the DJ to crank us back up some tunes here. We'll be right back here with the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division post-race show. Adam Fulford wins it here tonight from the Southern National Raceway. Stick around.
Your kingdom rots beneath
Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The DJ is absolutely heated right now, as you can tell by his choice of music. Ladies and gentlemen, the I-85 Asphalt Series Season 2 race number 3 live here tonight from the Southern National Motorsports Park live here in North Carolina was a absolute banger. You didn't want to miss a damn thing. It started off with the qualifying session here tonight. For the Southern National Shootout, ladies and gentlemen, saw Adam Fulford sit on the pole. The top 12 drivers, everybody on down to the number 12 of Brayson Kendrick. So the 12th place driver on down was put into tonight's final LCQ spot here to round out the back half of the field. Adam Fulford took the pole. And ladies and gentlemen, the heat race saw Nicholas Maynard in the number 02 win here tonight at the Southern National Raceway, which locked him in his first heat race win of the season. Corey Riptide Tesner grabbed a P2 in the heat race, followed by Aaron Cornelius in the number 29 in the third place spot. Gavin King had trouble here tonight. Didn't have a bad race in the heat race. He'll start up 6 spots from where he started, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, Travel Wall rounded out the final spot after getting turned around in heat race number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that shook us on over here to the feature and how things shook out here tonight. That saw Adam Fulford sit on the pole and lead almost every single lap here tonight from the Southern National Raceway, if not every. A huge dominating day for Adam Fulford as he continues to carry on his strong Season 2. Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey, the real deal was that here tonight. Second place spot for Neil Rutt after getting huge loose there off the end of the corner. Him and Corey Tesner, 5/1000th of a second difference at the line. Corey Tesner almost had the heat race win here tonight and almost started in the 13th place spot, but he got a little bit loose, had it taken from Nicholas Maynard. He'll start from the 3rd and 14th place spot, and he will drive up 11 spots to finish in the 3rd place spot here tonight. The Hard Charger Award heading back to Greer with Corey Tesner. Chase Johnson, the winner 2 weeks ago, couldn't find victory lane here tonight. He'll grab a P4 spot. Contact with Chase Johnson to Michael Johnson, no relation there, as well as Colden Waters. So 2 end-of-the-line penalties for the number 1 modified may have cost him a chance at the victory here tonight. Carson Koletchland will grab the P5 spot here tonight from Buffalo, New York. And that is all that she wrote for the number 8 modified. He had a chance at the race lead there way early into tonight's event. Colden Waters will grab the 6th place spot here to finish tonight's Southern National Shootout live here from the Southern National Motorsports Park, followed by Mike Doyle in the 7th place spot. James Fountain brought home the 8th place spot. The Season 1 champions got some work to do here after going around there at the end of the race. Was sitting about P5, who'll have to take home the PA spot. Dakota Pignataro will bring home the 9th place spot here on the Booty Scoot channel, Races channel, followed by John Michael Bryant, who had his night ended by Brayson Kendrick. These 2 guys will go out about the same time, 82 laps down is what they'll finish. The 12th place spot went to Travo Wall on that number 7 WHELEN modified. He was involved in the accident as well. Tony Cook in the number 33 WHELEN modified, battling some health issues here with his knees being on the older side of age. Short track racing makes it hard for TC Tony Cook, but Tony Cook will take home the 13th place spot here tonight. Michael Johnson in the number 40 WHELEN modified grabs the 14th place spot, followed by Aaron Cornelius in the 15th place spot. Gavin King in the 16th place spot here tonight will round out the front half of the guys that participated in. Finally, Nicholas Maynard, our heat race winner here tonight, wasn't able to get back out there on the racetrack during the warm-up session. They had a valve spring go bad in the engine, and Nicholas Maynard will have to take the final spot here, but he'll take the points for the heat race win. Adam Fulford, though, takes it here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Park in North Carolina, his 2nd win on the year. And ladies and gentlemen, we're high above the racetrack, right now with Billy the Blimp driver back down here on the thing. It's a quiet track at Southern National here as guys continue to pile out of the racetrack. The fans want to remind you we are not responsible for your DUIs. Driving under the influence is completely illegal, and if you get caught, do not tell us that you are do not tell them you are leaving the race. See you 2 weeks from now, ladies and gentlemen. Race number 3 is in the books. We'll be in Phoenix for race number 4. And while I'm thinking about it, I'll bring up the remaining schedule for you guys watching us here tonight and what we have to offer here the next coming weeks. Phoenix 2 weeks from now for 85 laps around the mile racetrack, followed by North Wilkesboro, 115 laps around the new North Wilkesboro. I should add the tally, and we're inside of the tech shed now through the camera angle, so hopefully these guys can pass tech and everything goes back to normal. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Southern National Raceway Motorsports Park, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on TikTok, and posted on over to YouTube. Hey everybody, heading back down to the garage to load up these race cars. I'm getting ready to pack my shit up and go back to the hotel, reminding you tomorrow night, the late model stock division for the I-85 Asphalt Series right here at the Southern National Raceway. And you're not going to want to miss a thing. Slap that subscribe button located in the top right portion of your screen on the YouTube page. We'll see you tomorrow night right here at the Southern National Raceway Motorsports Park. Good night.
Came for glory.